What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Before we start talking about baseball, we have to go over 3 separate things. So the first thing is, guys, we're almost at 50,000 subscribers. My goal for August was to hit 50, so if you like to hit dingers, go ahead and hit that sub button if you're not already subbed. The second thing is, today would have been Ted Williams' 100th birthday. So real quick, we're gonna sing happy birthday to Ted Williams. Happy birthday. Okay, I won't sing, I promise you guys, but I just want to say happy birthday, Ted Williams, the splendid splinter, one of the greatest hitters, if not the greatest overall hitter of all time. Happy birthday. And last but not least, because we were talking about dingers in the first 10 seconds of this video, we have to go to the king of dingers, Big Al. He met the other king of dingers, Giancarlo Stanton.
What's up, guys? I'm hanging with Big Al. And what do? We
hit dingers.
We hit dingers, that's right.
Guys, let me know in the comment section down below. Who do you think is going to hit more dingers in their career? Do you think Big Al is going to come away with more, or do you think Giancarlo Stanton's going to have more in his career? Let me know. This kid, he's everywhere, man. I mean, the Little League World Series ended, what, a week ago? And he's still, his 15 minutes of fame is never going to end. All right, guys, so now that we have all of the fluff out the way, let's go ahead and get into the #1 story from yesterday. We have Christian Yelich. He went 6 for 6 and hit for the cycle. My goodness, this guy, holy, I have no words, just watch.
Just all dolled up here, batting title, and that one's driven deep right field. Field was always for the pitcher. That's a base hit into the gap. It drives one right center field. That's going to get down. It'll be a triple for Yelich. The cycle for Christian Yelich.
You know, as an ex-baseball player, someone that throws right just like Christian Yelich and throws left just like Christian Yelich, I wore number 22, my favorite number, just like Christian Yelich. I don't understand how it's humanly possible to be this good. And someone like Mike Trout, Christian Yelich, Aaron Judge, like, I just don't understand how some of these guys are human and that they can do this against major league pitching. Like, I couldn't cut it against high school pitching or college pitching. These guys are doing it against the best guys in the world. Just to kind of put everything into perspective, in his last 10 games, Christian Yelich is batting .400 with 8 home runs, 15 RBIs, and a 1471 OPS. And if you guys want to know how good a 1471 OPS is if you take Odubel Herrera of the Philadelphia Phillies and if you take Andrew McCutchen, they both have a 770 OPS. If you combine them, you now have Christian Yelich. So you have to combine 2 different, pretty much all-star players to equate to one Christian Yelich. So he's on fire, man. And honestly, that game, I don't know if you guys watched it. So yes, the cycle was awesome, but that Brewers versus Reds game was one of the best that I've seen all year. The Brewers came back to beat the Reds because Jesus Aguilar is a beast. He hit a home run, I think, at the top of the 10th or in the top of the 11th. I'm not too sure. But one other highlight from this game. So there was a bat flip, an absolutely incredible bat flip from a pitcher.
You gotta be kidding me. His 3rd home run against the Brewers this season. Who needs the stinking bunt? Boy, he is fired up, Lorenzen.
If you guys do not know who that is, are you living under a rock? Because Michael Lorenzen, sure, he is not the greatest pitcher in the National League or even all of baseball, but to be honest with you guys, in terms of best athletes that are pitchers, hands down, it's got to be Michael Lorenzen. If I had to pick anyone as my 5th starter, honestly, I'd probably go with Michael Lorenzen because he can hit too. So that was a pretty crazy game, and with extra innings, we saw a cycle, we saw a pitcher bat flip, and now we have to bring up something real quick. So yesterday, a record was set. The 81st walk-off home run was hit already in 2018, and yeah, I think the biggest one came from this guy right here.
High fly ball, deep left field, off the bat of White. Is it enough? Yes! Walk it off!
Now, this was not just a normal home run. This was the Astros versus the Athletics. They're both primed to make the playoffs this year, and they are both competing for first place in the AL West. So if the Astros make first place, the Athletics are going to have to go for the wild card. If the Athletics make first place, the Astros are going to have to go for the wild card. I don't think either of them want that, because what that means is they'll have to go against the Yankees in a 1-game spot, and I'm pretty sure no one wants to face the Yankees right now because they're playing good baseball. Honestly, it's really cool to see these guys get called up and make a huge impact for their squad. So, for example, Luke Voit of the New York Yankees, Greg Bird has not been that great for the New York Yankees, so they called up Luke Voit, and he's been on fire the past couple days. So props to Tyler White, props to Luke Voit, props to Ramon Laureano of the Athletics. They're all up and coming, and they're making a huge impact, and all of their teams are in the playoff race, so props to them. I am sorry I have to do this, but we have to talk about the Red Sox yet again because they just do a lot of things right. So the Red Sox yesterday scored 11 runs, not in the game, 11 runs in 1 inning.
He sucks that one into left field, a base hit. There's a shot to left center field. Red Sox have 9 hits in the inning. And that one scalded. That's fair. Make it 10. 2 Line drive, base hit the other way. Swihart will score.
So the Red Sox, they do have some rope to work with because the AL East lead is now up to 7.5 games. Chris Sale is on the DL. David Price was just hit by a comebacker, so they'll probably scuffle a little bit, but when you're 49, 50 games above 500, you can have a few injuries and not be too worried. So the Red Sox scoring 11 in one inning, that just shows how good they are and how they can kind of just flip the switch and score as many runs as they want. So I'm, as an Indians fan, someone that I think we're going to meet them in the playoffs. I'm a little bit worried about how many runs they're going to score in a playoff series.
And a line drive, base hit to right center field. Cesar's around third. He'll score. And it's 7-6 Phillies on top. That's a nice night.
Hit by pitch, 2 walks, and now this pitch out over the plate.
Would you look at that? Jose Bautista with his brand new team, the Philadelphia Phillies, making a profound impact already in his first game with the go-ahead single to beat the Nationals. So the Phillies, they need every single win that they can get because the Braves are playing at the top of the game right now. I think they're 4 games above the... I think the Braves are now 4 games up in that division. I'm not too sure. We will go over the standings at the end of this. And what's cool is MLB actually updated their playoff race, so it's a whole lot easier to read. So we'll talk about that at the end of this video. So Jose Bautista, maybe he can channel the fountain of youth and maybe hit some home runs and do what he was doing with the Mets. Because Jose Bautista actually was doing kind of well for the Mets. He had a grand slam a couple days ago, and he's not too bad. So speaking of teams that are in a thick playoff race, the Dodgers, yeah, they won their 5th game in a row yesterday.
Is crushed. Straightaway center. At the wall, and gone!
Left-handed hitter in the Dodger lineup. And through this hot streak for Minor, he's actually been better against righties than lefties, and Bellinger showed.
One fun little fact about the Dodgers win yesterday is that was the first time in Major League Baseball history where a team had 3 home runs, 1 triple, no doubles, and no singles. So they only had, what, 4 hits, and that was it. And one more quick little note about the Dodgers is I don't know why he's not getting as much attention as he usually does, because we all know Clayton Kershaw, if he retired right now, he's one of those guys that, yes, he hasn't played a full career, but just like Mike Trout, just like Kershaw, honestly, in my opinion, they can retire right now at this second and be a Hall of Famer. So Kershaw, he's 6-5 on the year. He only has about 130 strikeouts, but the dude has a 2.39 ERA and a 1 whip. So the reason why the Dodgers have been able to stay afloat is because Clayton Kershaw is doing well. Cody Bellinger is starting to come around. They traded for Manny Machado. I haven't heard anything about Brian Dozier in a couple weeks, so we'll see how that goes. But the Dodgers, their 5th game in a row, and again, just like the Phillies, they need every win that they can get because the Diamondbacks and the Rockies, they're playing good baseball right now. And guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for me in terms of storylines that happened yesterday. If I did miss anything, please let me know in the comment section down below. Again, do not be afraid to follow me on Twitter and let me know before I actually post these videos like, hey, I want to see this. I want to see the Rockies do this or the Giants see this, because the Giants, they're not in first place or anything like that. So I'm not sure if they did anything crazy. I don't really pay attention to them. Neither does ESPN or MLB. So I don't know if something crazy happened. So follow me on Twitter and let me know what you want to see in these videos. So before we get into the standings, I really like to go over the injuries of Major League Baseball. The reason why is because if you're religious, we always like to send prayers out there so they stay healthy. If you're not religious, just say it out loud because good karma is good karma. David Price was hit by a comebacker, so we'll see how long he's out. He was hitting the left wrist, and obviously he throws with his left hand, so we'll see how long that has him out. Pujols, Mr. Albert Pujols, Big Al himself, he is shut down with knee surgery, so prayers up to Albert Pujols. I might be meeting him in a few weeks, so we'll see how that goes. And then Andrew Miller and Charlie Morton of the Indians and Astros were placed on the 10-day DL, so we'll see how that affects their squads going forward. All right, guys, and like I said, we are going to go into the standings, and I just want to say thank you so much, MLB.com. If you are listening, thank you so much for making this graphic because they updated their playoff race to actually just show the teams that are important. It's in a nice, pretty graphic. I love aesthetics and everything like that, so this is really nice for the eyeballs. So the AL playoff picture we have in the East, the Red Sox are up by 7.5 games. The Central, the Indians are up by 13 games. In the West, the Athletics are now down by 2.5 games. And then right next to it, perfect in one picture, we have the wild card. So the Yankees and the Athletics are now in 1st and 2nd place. And then the Mariners, unfortunately, are 5.5 games out. So we'll see how that goes. In the National League, we can see that the Braves are leading the Phillies by 3.5 games. So the Phillies actually gained a game because they were 4 games out. Actually, they were 4.5 games, so they gained a full game. In the NL Central, the Cubs are leading the Cardinals by 4.5 games and leading the Brewers by 5. In the NL West, the Diamondbacks are leading the charge, and then we have the Rockies at a half game back, and then the Dodgers at 1 game back. So again, the Dodgers are on a 5-game winning streak. The NL West is going to be absolutely insane to watch for the rest of the year. And then if we go into the NL wildcard, we have the Cardinals up by half game, the Brewers are in 2nd, and then we have the Rockies, the Dodgers, and the Phillies all within 3 games. So I love that graphic. thank you so much, MLB, for providing that. If you guys don't follow MLB on Twitter or anything like that, I'll link them in the description down below. Tell them that I sent you. And guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for me today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, if I did miss anything in terms of storylines from yesterday, follow me on Twitter, send me a DM saying, hey, I want to see this in tomorrow's video, and I will definitely do my best to try and do that. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. Again, if you are not subscribed, if that subscribe button says, if it's in red, that means that you are not subbed. Let's try and get to 50,000 before today ends, and I might just scream. All right, guys, I love you so much. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.